All right, good morning. So each of our sessions will be recorded. They will then be uploaded onto our Pathright platform. That is the platform that we use for our online classroom. You should have received an invitation from Amy Kunzel of the Chalmers Center to log in. I have seen most of you already logged into that online platform. And so for that, I will say we will then take this recording and upload the recording onto the platform. And so if you want to review some of the class, or maybe you're not able to make a check-in, then you're able to review what we do post. For a little housekeeping as well. So for the most part, we'll ask you to stay muted if you're not talking, just Zoom etiquette. And if you're able to, we love to see your faces. And so keep your cameras on if you are able to as well. So you will see members of our team here. Your lead trainers for the duration of this training are going to be myself, Carlos Huerta, Larry Hodges, who is also on the call. You'll see him wave down there, and we'll introduce him here shortly. And then Andrew File of Every Neighborhood Partnership, who will join our call here at about 11 o'clock. You'll also see a couple other faces of our team, Dr. Randy White, who is the executive director of our center, and Jeanette Jarena, who is the administrative coordinator of our center. And then one of our newest employees, Juan Garza, is actually going through the training himself. He's our ministry resources coordinator. And yeah, we're excited to get started here. So I wanted to invite Dr. Randy White to maybe take a minute to just give a welcome and also talk about why our center sponsors Faith and Finances. So Randy, if you will.
Good morning, everybody. Really great to see your faces and great to have you at the beginning of this training. So this is the, I think, 8th year that we've done Faith and Finances training from the Center for Community Transformation. More than 100 people have gone through the facilitator training and are fanned out really all throughout the United States, leading courses. So I want to welcome you on behalf of the CCT, as we called it, the Center for Community Transformation. So we're a community benefit organization that has a number of community initiatives. It's all about doing training and catalyzing transformation by equipping people in skill sets that are going to lead to transformation. And our primary theology is a theology of shalom, that God wants to make all things new, that God is repairing our relationship with Him, our relationship with each other, even with ourselves and with our environment. And through that process wants to bring well-being, peace, security, abundance in people's lives. So we do that a lot of ways, a lot of economic tools like Faith and Finances. We do a micro enterprise training system, helping people start their own businesses to provide economic solutions. There's great precedent for that in the scriptures. And then we do a social enterprise emphasis, teaching churches and other nonprofits to start social businesses that employ people that have significant barriers to employment. We do Latino leadership certification in community transformation through a program called the Certificado. And then we do a number of civic engagement things throughout the community, from anti-human trafficking training to homelessness training, etc. Too many things to tell you about today. But I'm excited that you're here because the Bible talks more about money than it does about prayer. I mean, have you ever considered that? Money isn't neutral. It's a power, and it has the power to build. But when our relationship with money is fractured, it really fragments our lives systematically and systemically. But again, because God is in the business of making all things new, including how we relate to and manage money, it really behooves us to lean into this on behalf of people who are vulnerable or on the margins, who don't have access to some of this basic understanding of how money works, and therefore are vulnerable to being preyed upon. In Fresno, we have more payday lenders than we do Starbucks and McDonald's combined. And that means they follow the corridors of poverty. And so we have very many in our city who are struggling financially, and that just makes them vulnerable to being preyed upon. I'll finish by just saying you are in good hands. Your trainers have trained more than 100 people all over the country for the last 8 years. Carlos and Larry and Andrew have pioneered faith and finances on the West Coast. Carlos, you'll probably say more about this later, but I mean, Larry Hodges is like one of our rock stars, MA in leadership and organizational studies, 30 years of experience in Merrill Lynch. He's helped us break into the housing authority so that the housing authority wants a faith-centered program. Amazing miracle. Andrew directs Every Neighborhood Partnership. It's a ministry organization that empowers parent groups and links churches to serve schools, has his master's in social and civic entrepreneurship. And Carlos won't sing his own praises, but he is our program specialist in all arenas, but associate director with the Center for Community Transformation. He has his MBA, and he's certified to teach not only faith and finances, but Fe y Finanzas, the Spanish-speaking version, and in many of our other programs. So I won't take more time than this, but you are in good hands, and I think it's going to be transformational for you. So welcome.
Man. Thank you, Randy. You're quite the hype man, I gotta say. So thank you for that. And so I will say, as we get started, if you folks don't mind, I'm gonna go ahead and pray our time in, and we'll get started here. Heavenly Father, Lord and Master, thank you for this Tuesday morning. Thank you for the sunshine on our faces. Thank you for the breath in our lungs, God. Thank you for our group today and the space that we have to gather via Zoom. In these times, God, we pray that you continue to guide us with your spirit, the vigor that you invigorate us with, Lord, and the passion to serve the least, the last, and the lost, God. And so as we start this journey over the next 6 weeks, we give you thanks for the Chalmers Center and their prophetic program, Faith and Finances, God. I pray that we continue to use this time to refine ourselves, continue to add skill sets to our ever-growing tools on our tool belt, God, and that we continue to be faithful to the call that you've placed on each and every one of our lives. So continue to enrich us, continue to guide us, and know that we love you so much, God. We thank you for this time. Amen. So really quick, guys, I'll give a quick intro. So again, Carlos Huerta, I do serve associate director here. I have facilitated Faith and Finances since 2012. And so it's kind of crazy to think that Larry, Andrew, and I have been on this journey for almost a decade. And so we're excited to be here. And as Randy mentioned, I think I have trained at this point over 120 facilitators, both in English and Spanish in the Faith and Finances program. And so I'm excited to do this here with you. Larry, if you don't mind, could you say a quick word about yourself so folks get to know a little bit about you?
Sure, Carlos. Welcome, everyone. Randy is thank you for the accolades, Randy. But my name is Larry Hodges, and I live here in Fresno, California. And as opposed to being a rock star, I just consider myself to be a fallible, worthwhile child of God, and who is humbly serving our community. As Randy indicated, and Carlos kind of backed it up, we've been together now for a little over 8 years. I too, like Carlos, have facilitated some classes. Here lately, I've kind of taken a step back and now do more project management and trying to recruit different organizations to recognize the importance and significance of faith and finances as a life skill. I'm really looking forward to this particular class, and you guys are in for quite a journey. It's a wonderful class. It's great content, and the people who are going to make the difference is actually going to be you. You're going to have to bring forth your heart, or your soul, empathy, humility, and also your leadership skills as you direct others to participate in this journey. The easy part is the mechanics. The whole part is actually penetrating the core of the heart and the soul of your participants. And that takes skill, and it can only be powered by the Holy Spirit. And so you're going to enjoy it thoroughly. Welcome aboard.
Good words, Larry. Thank you so much. I would be remiss if we didn't take some time to get to know each of you. One thing I will say is we do have 26 people in this cohort. And so I'm going to ask, I'm posting in the chat here for now, and you will have some time on an online platform to talk a little bit amongst each other and introduce each other. But I simply want to know your name, your role in your ministry, and your ministry city. I think most of our folks are in California, but I think I do note that we have, I think, some folks from the Midwest. And so I want to make sure that we each get a little bit to introduce each other. So I'm simply going to call on you as I see you on our screen here. And again, if you can say name, your role, your ministry, and your ministry city. So Andrew, I actually see you on my screen here first.
Hello, my name's Andrew. How you guys doing? The role is with the Fresno Rescue Mission. I work in their community care family center provider, and we work in Fresno, downtown Fresno area.
Fantastic. Thank you, Andrew. JD, I see you on my screen next.
Yeah, hi, my name is JD Randrup. The role is I work at the Fresno Mission as well as a community care provider at Community Care, and it's in Fresno.
Thank you, JD. Delfina Vasquez, I see you on our screen next.
Yes, hi, my name is Delfina Vasquez, and I am the pastor at Selma Community Outreach Ministry and the founder. Also, we're in, of course, Selma.
Fantastic. Thank you, Delfina. Michael, I see you on our screen next.
Yeah, hello everybody. My name is Michael Bellin. I am an employee of the El Dorado Park Community Development Corporation. As far as ministry, I mean, we work with a lot of churches, but the one closest to us is Wesley Methodist Church. So yeah, we're located in Fresno, just west of Fresno State.
Fantastic. Thank you, Michael. Maribel, I see you on our screen next.
Hi, my name is Maribel. I live in Goshen. I've lived in Fresno, and I've lived in Kingsburg. I attend the Revival Center in Clovis, and I'm hoping to partner up with one of the chaplains that I've met in being able to facilitate a class in Spanish. So hoping to be able to reach some of the Spanish-speaking community. So it's my hope.
Fantastic. Thank you, Maribel. I have a couple of resources for you when we get the chat offline here. I look forward to hearing more. Juan Garza, I see you on our screen here.
Good morning, class. I'm the Ministry Resource Coordinator here at CCT. I have a privilege of recruiting and reaching out to churches and organizations. So that is my ministry, to reach out and give people, leaders, tools, be able to provide that so that they can move forward with their outreaches, with them having community transformation, being part of that. Thank you.
And Juan, you're in Fresno, California, or at least you serve.
I'm in Fresno, yes, here at the university.
Thank you, Juan. Jay Sean, I see you on our screen next.
Yes, I'm Jay Sean Wright. I am the Community Outreach Coordinator for Restore Merced here in Merced, California.
Fantastic. Thank you, Jay Sean. Richard, I see you on our screen next.
Hey, how's it going? My name is Richard Lopez. Work for Fresno, California, the Fresno Mission Center, Community Care Department, and we work with men, women, and children coming in off the streets, try to get them back on the feet.
Fantastic. Thank you, Richard. The mission's well represented here today. David Fox, I see you on our screen next.
Hello, how's it going? My name is David. I also work at the Fresno Mission Community Care Department here as Fresno, California.
Thank you, David. Kelly Turner, I see you on our screen next.
Good morning. Yes, Kelly Turner in Merced, California, Executive Director at Simple Equation, working with system impacted and or homeless youth.
Fantastic. Thank you, Kelly. Allie, I see you on our screen next.
Good morning. I'm Allie. I recently transitioned from staff at the Fresno Mission, to volunteer. I teach career employment services and finance class at Rescue the Children in Fresno, California.
Fantastic. Thank you, Allie. LaTanya.
Yes, my name is LaTanya Smith. I'm out of Indianapolis, Indiana, and I'm one of the ministers at The Way Church, and we are trying to start a faith and finance ministry.
Fantastic. I think you are the furthest traveled via the Wi-Fi network, if you will. But thank you for being here, LaTanya.
You're welcome.
Michelle, I see you on our screen next.
Hello, my name is Michelle Bass. I am new to the area as well. I'm in Hanford, and my ministry is to work with the homeless, feeding, housing. So I'm looking for all the kind of help I can get from you guys to help me accomplish that goal. Right now, I am doing a every other month feeding for the homeless. We fed up to almost 100 the last time we did feed.
Fantastic. Thank you, Michelle. And we do have a couple rescue missions and missions here represented, I think, by Salio Merced and Fresno. So maybe some connections there. Seth, I see you on our screen next.
Hello, I'm Seth Rodriguez. I'm a service coordinator for the Merced County Rescue Mission here in Merced, California.
Fantastic. Thank you for being here, Seth. Misty Rose, I see you on our screen next.
There we go. Hi, yes. My name is Misty Rose Collins, and I work for the Merced County Rescue Mission. I, too, am a service coordinator for the Distributed Bridging Program, and we work with mainly the homeless community. So the faith and finances is going to be a huge blessing, helping those find their foundation in their faith, of course, but also, you know, being able to apply that to their finances and learning how to budget well. I think I'm going to gain some stuff too, you know what I mean? But I'm very grateful to be here. Thanks for having me.
Fantastic. Thank you for being here, Misty. And then I see Margaret Castillo on our screen last. Margaret, can you hear us? All right. May give Margaret a minute here when she's able to check in here. But I will say welcome. I think we're probably missing at this point a couple folks. We have a couple different churches and a couple other community benefit organizations that are represented here. Mainly, I'll mention Hanford, Orange Cove, Clovis, Fresno, Visalia, and then we do have one participant from Phoenix, Arizona as well. And so again, welcome. I'm so excited. By the way, I'm so proud of the group. Sometimes we do this and you know, sometimes we have folks who take over 30 seconds and then we run a little long and we're actually right on schedule. So I will say great job, everyone. And again, we're going to get more time to get to know each other. And ultimately, my hope is that we will build a community of learners here, where not only are you learning from the facilitators here in our course, but that you continue to learn from each other. And I already see a lot of synergies potentially happening as we go through this course. One thing I wanted to do is actually walk you through the online platform. Each of you should have received an email from Amy Kunzel. I think I have talked to one of you who said I did not receive an email, so we will troubleshoot that. But I do see that the majority of you have already logged on to the class. Some of you have already started to complete your homework. So well done, guys. One thing I will say, and I don't know if you guys are having this happen on your end, but as people complete assignments, you may receive emails to say, hey, by the way, Carlos completed an assignment or such. And if you're receiving that, you actually could turn off email notifications on the platform. I'll show you how to do that as we jump into this. But let me go ahead and open the platform. Can you all see my screen okay? Okay. So this is the Pathright program, and the easiest way I'm going to show you guys to get into this is simple. It's courses.chalmers.org. Right. And so when Amy sent you all an email, it should have prompted you to create an account. So you'll see a couple classes that I have live right now. The current class that we are in is this Fresno training in April 2021. As you can see, I can see all our participants in the classroom and who signed up and where you guys are. So I will say, if I don't see some of you guys making progress, you may receive an email from someone on our team just to check in to see if you guys need help with anything. The platform is pretty simple, I will say. It's pretty intuitive. I'm going to switch over to the Learn side because that's what you will see. So I will say your class week starts on Monday, which was yesterday, and then runs all the way through Sunday at midnight. And so this is an asynchronous course. It is a self-paced course where you work on your own. I will say on average, you are probably doing anywhere from an hour and a half to maybe 3 hours of work at the most. That's between reading, watching video, and then submitting assignments and forum posts. And so all of that is done here. The only synchronous time that we really do have is this Zoom session set for 10:30 on every Tuesday. And so we'll meet this week followed by the next 5 weeks through the duration of this course. And so as you guys see, you guys still see my screen, correct? Okay, good. So if you haven't done this yet, it's a pretty simple, right? There's going to be a welcome. There is an intro video for myself, Larry, and Andrew to get to know us a little bit better. And the way to navigate this, couple things, you can simply complete the step, right? Which will then prompt you to go to the next page, right? And as you're doing this, you're going to have different readings on, at this point, right? What does it mean to be certified? What are your responsibilities? Use of the property, certification. You could also use these little bubbles up here and it'll take you to the next page, or you can skip around, right? One thing I will say, and I wanted to key in on this page specifically, was there's going to be like lingo through the course when it comes to building your team. Right now, like for you folks who are being trained in this program, you guys are facilitators. You're being trained as facilitators to then go back and lead this training at your own sites, at your churches, your CBOs, some of your businesses, depending on where you want to host your workshops. Currently, like my church, Midtown Church here in Fresno, plans to lead one in church, but also host these workshops in Section 8 housing community centers here in Fresno myself. And so you have the flexibility, whether you're trained with a specific site, to actually lead that at potentially another partner location. So keep that in mind, that if by chance you get trained at a specific organization, but you may move on in the future, that certification moves on with you. So it's not like, hey, I can't use the program anymore, but yes, you can. So you guys are facilitators. There are lead trainers, which is myself, Larry, and Andrew. We've gone through a process to then be able to train folks like you all to be able to take this program to go back and do that. Participants are the folks who are in your class. You also have a core team, and these are often volunteers that help fill out your team, whether it comes to facilitating childcare, if you're doing this in person, food, setting up a classroom, and all the above. And we'll talk about this in casting a correct vision for what it is to facilitate faith and finances. The other term that gets thrown out there is ally. And that term is simply a person that walks alongside the participants in your cohort. Not all courses use allies, but that is an option, and we'll work on and talk about what that looks like. And then the final word that you're going to hear a lot from our center, as well as the Chalmers Center and Faith and Finances, is the word shalom, right? And shalom simply being the way things God intended them to be, right? And so when we talk about restoring shalom, it's restoring things the way they ought to be for people, and between people. And so Faith and Finances pursues shalom here through through the Chalmers Center and through us as we continue to train you to do this in your own neighborhoods. And so that's basically the Pathright program. You will see you're clicking through assignments, you're getting through the next page. One book, if you've never read it, and most people say, I came to the Chalmers Faith and Finances training because I read the book When Helping Hurts. But if you have not read that book, I do encourage you guys to pick up a copy. And then at this point, right, and here's Zoom info, right, for the training itself. Now, once you finish this section, then it should open up the following section for you, right? You're gonna see like a little lock icon, right? Because you cannot advance to the next week until we open that up, which, like I said, doesn't open up to the following Monday. So for those of you guys who are hoping to set aside a full day to do all 6 weeks at once, it's not how it's gonna work here. Part of the process is actually not just to get work done. Like, this isn't one of these courses where we're just going to lecture and say like, all right, our work here is done. Actually, we want to be inflective. We want to be reflective for you to process some of this work and how transformational it can become in your communities. And so whether it's working with your trainers or for you all to be conversing with each other as well on the online platform, we really do want this to be a rich opportunity to learn and invest in this. And so we really do value the time that you are committing to this. And so we want to make sure that we continue to fill your cups as you continue to pour out into your communities. And like I said, once you complete the welcome, then you'll be able to jump on to week 1. And again, that's already been opened up on Monday. You will, just on a week-by-week basis, you're going to have a prayer from a lead trainer around the country. And actually, I believe Larry, Andrew, and I each have a prayer in this course as well. And so we encourage you to listen to that as you get started. I have noticed that some of you have already submitted a response to these questions, right? And so each week you will have a video. This one's about 11 minutes long. And then we're going to ask you to reflect on a question. And then as you reflect on the question, you're going to have a response that you then post here. And you also have the ability to respond to one another, right? So if someone makes a comment and it strikes interesting or it just hits a new chord, we ask you to engage in conversation. I think that's a helpful process for you to be processing, but for others to get into some of what you're learning. And what I find powerful in a community of learners is often that learning process is you may have keyed on something that someone hasn't quite exposed yet. And so you might be actually teaching someone else through your learning process. So there is a video. And if I go to the next step, I'm kind of showing you the homework for this week, right? Is you're going to have different diagrams, different pictures. Here you see what Faith and Finance is in and the roadmap for Faith and Finances. And forgive me for those of you guys who have already done the work and you've already seen this. But again, you're going to have different tabs, different as well downloads that you're going to be able to open and keep for your own purposes as well. So you don't have to continue to log back onto the course and refer to what it is. But basically breaking down who's on your team, what they do, and just, again, painting a clear picture for what you're committing to and what your team is committing to. I don't want to scare you and think like, hey, this is a humongous commitment. It really isn't, but there are things that need to be done. And so we want to make sure we paint a clear expectation for what it is that you've committed to and what you're going to be doing in the future. Outside of that, I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen here. I did lose my little icon. There it is. But I do want to pause and say we are going to go into small breakout rooms. So if you do have questions, I'm going to ask that you save those for our breakout room time. Let's see. Let me go ahead and bring up this other page for you. But I guess before I assign you to your breakout rooms, I guess I will open this up. Does anybody have a burning question about the platform? Is there anything that makes sense?
This is Latanya.
Latanya, go ahead.
Okay, so I went in the program yesterday, but I didn't see a lot of the things that you're showing or a place for assignments. Am I wrong?
So it may not have launched, or the first week may not have opened up at the time you may have logged in, but you should have access to everything now. I'll go back in and make sure that it's not set for 11:59 p.m. on Monday to open up the course. It should have.
Oh, that's right. You
at the
got
beginning of the
3
day.
hours. I'm
So,
sorry. You're
yeah,
right.
so-
You're 3 hours difference.
So, but I want to make sure that we have access. So I'll go in and check that for you, Latanya, and confirm that with you. Thank you for asking that question. Michelle, I see your hand raised here.
Yes. I want to make sure I do get the assignments, and I was wondering what happened that I didn't get a login. I mean, I got all your emails, but no logins. And
So I'll check in with, I did see, Michelle, that you responded to a different email than what was registered for you. But again, let's troubleshoot that after this, so we make sure we get you the login credentials, because I want to make sure you get this ASAP, so you don't have less time than others to do the work.
okay, I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
And, I'm hoping that through this class, I can get some people to help me build my team as well.
Fantastic. So we'll keep chatting here. Any other burning question before I break us up into breakout rooms, everyone?
I do. Just a quick question.
Is that Maribel?
Yeah, at any
Go ahead.
time during the week or anything that or that I may come up to a stumbling point or something, or I have a question, is the best way to contact you through email, or who would I contact?
If you have any burning question, and I think that's a great question, Maribel, is go ahead and send me an email.
Okay.
And you guys should have all received an email, but if not, an email from me, but if not, I'm putting my own email.
I have an email. Awesome. Thank you.
I would say call me, but I'm pretty terrible at my phone. And so if you guys email me, that's probably the quickest way I'm going to get back to you here. Larry, anything you would say before I send us into breakout rooms? I'm trying to give Andrew a quick minute to jump on here. I know he said he's running a little late.
No, I think you did a great job at giving an overview. And then now it's just, I would say, just trust the process and enjoy the ride.
Fantastic. So I don't see Andrew File on here. So I'm going to go ahead and actually split part of his team into your breakout room, Larry, and part of his team into mine, if that's okay with you. Also, and you guys all are going to receive an email after our training today. For those of you folks who work at a rescue mission, you will be working with Larry specifically. For those of you folks who are maybe more in working with Spanish speaking communities in some way, shape, or form, most of you will be working with me. And then for those who maybe are affiliated with a church in some way, shape, or form, you will be working with Andrew File. And so I want to make that quick little distinction, but let me work on finishing divvying his team up. All right. All right, guys. I'm going to go to an open breakout rooms here, and then we will reconvene into our groups at about 10:20, or excuse me, as a large group at about 10:20. So we'll have about 15 minutes for Q&A. All you'll have to do is you'll see an icon pop up in your screen, and all you do is press accept, and it'll move you into your breakout room. So go ahead and do that now.
Nope.
I probably wasn't supposed to click it. Didn't realize I thought it said click, so.
I hear you. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
I keep seeing here that's here hi, but I don't know where it's coming from.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody, you're Michelle, right?
Yeah, but I can't hear.
Okay.
I'm trying
I
to
hear
see.
you. I hear you too.
Yeah, we got you.
Okay, well, all right.
Cool.
All right, Andrew's here. Thanks for being here, Andrew. All right. Sorry if I cut anyone off. I saw that I heard a little bit of talking here, but hopefully you guys were able to get some good dialogue in, some good Q&A. And I guess before I move on, we will be done here. We are pretty well on time, so great job, guys. Does anybody have any burning question that hasn't been answered yet?
Carlos, am I supposed to stay on afterwards so we can talk about me getting on?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Did you guys mention the notifications thing, Carlos?
Yeah, I actually didn't walk everyone through. Do you want to share your screen and show them how to do that, Andrew?
Yeah, let me see. Let me pull it up here. All right. All right. So if you're all like me, and this is one of the things that I think I see from others is you get annoyed. So you just keep deleting the emails. So when you log in to the main area, if you click, yours will look a little different because I'm a trainer, but if you click the little notification bell here, you can change your settings to be email digest. So you can get every single post and get a reminder, or you can change it to daily or weekly. So I already set mine over to daily. And that way I can see kind of everybody's post, but it'll just be one long email. So that would be a recommendation I'd make for y'all. So you get it, but you're not overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And you guys might recognize the importance of Andrew. He's the only one that has a photo on on that page.
It's because I'm a nerd and care about uploading photos and places.
Overachiever. I love it.
So yeah, sorry, I had a sexual harassment training. We have to, mandatory California standard, HR stuff. So just got off that. So good to be with you guys, and I look forward to the next couple of weeks together.
Andrew, can I ask you to say a word about yourself to the group? They've all heard from Larry and I, and I'd love for them to hear from you.
Yeah, so Andrew File, I work at a nonprofit here in Fresno. We connect churches to serve at elementary schools. And then we do a lot of resident engagement and really kind of equipping, I work with, I see Michael over there from El Dorado, and really thinking about place and how, Jesus cares about place, and how do we care about the people in the place of our communities. And so, yeah, that's my work as executive director over there. And then I got connected in 2015 to Faith and Finance. I had taught Dave Ramsey, and personally had been helpful for me. But as I was working with a local nonprofit thrift store over here, Neighborhood Industries, I was trying to find something that I could use for financial literacy, and it was just Dave Ramsey's a white middle-class dude, and it just was not connecting. And so how do you do something that is both culturally aware and also just is more dynamic and more interactive? And so I found Faith and Finance. I was going to go get myself trained, and then Randy and the Center for Community Transformation were going to host this class. So Larry, Carlos, and I have been a tag team, for the last 6 years. So it's been really fun. Yeah, I'm sure you guys shared that success story we just got this week as we started.
Andrew?
Is it?
Yeah, we've been at this for almost 9 years now, almost a
9?
Yeah.
So old.
You got to update the number in your brain.
Oh my gosh, I'm bad in some numbers then. Yeah. So anyways, yeah, but I'm sure you should share the success story from Marcia. No?
I haven't shared it. Do you want to share something from Marcia?
Did you share that story we got from Marcia?
No, you should share it though.
Okay. I got a text, a Facebook message this week, and let me see. I'll pull it up from if any of y'all don't read any of my other text message threads here, but I got a text this week from a gal, Marcia. It was a Facebook message, and she said, "I don't know if you remember me from the finance class at First Presbyterian. That's where we hosted it, but the class was hard on me. My credit was so bad. When you had us print out our credit report, I was so embarrassed. Mine was a thick book. I'm happy to say that I now have a credit score of 773. It has taken a lot of discipline and hard work. I never thought it would be possible. Thank you." And that is, I don't remember when we did that first class. My numbers are terrible, apparently. But what, 13 or something? And just a cool, as we're starting this class, I got that this week of, we don't know it in the moment, but 10 years later, 7 years later, Marcia has an amazing God story of what he has done over the time, and how he used, this class as a real pivotal thing in her life. So be encouraged. You don't always see the fruit right now, but 7 years later, you may get a Facebook message of a success story.
Fantastic. Thanks for sharing that. That was such a great text. I think you sent that on last week, but it was so fantastic to read that. Andrew, thank you so much for sharing that here. And as I'm cautious of time, guys, I will say we'll likely bring in a weekly story like that into our training just to share all the great work God continues to do in our city and in our cities across the nation. A final note here is we will meet again next Tuesday at 10:30 a.m. So you guys should have a recurring calendar invite from us. Your first assignments are due by midnight on Sunday. So make sure you're getting that in. And then your next class for week 2 will open up on Monday. And that'll be the rhythm that will continue until the end of the training. And again, for those of you guys who are, I know this question was asked in our group was, hey, I didn't get a facilitator guide, or what kind of materials do we need? You actually don't need materials yet. We will get that to you by week 4, which at that point you will be diving into materials. But for now, enjoy the process, enjoy the learning. I will say, again, we are training you to be competent, confident, and as well as certified in the faith and finances training and what it is to serve low to moderate income populations through a financial literacy training, a faith-centered financial literacy training. And so don't underestimate the power of what God will do through a training like this, because we've seen that power in each and every one of our communities. But all that to say is we are available to work with you, Larry, Andrew, and I. And so please do not hesitate. If you have any questions, comments, rejoinders, rebuttals, all the above, we are happy to serve. But with that, Andrew, can I ask you to pray us out, and we'll bring this day to a close.
Yeah, Lord, we come with expectation. One, I think these are always just robust experiences to learn from one another. So we are looking forward as a community to learning from just amazing folks that are doing the work already to serve and love others, but they desire a new tool in their tool belt. And so we just pray that this process would give them new ideas, expand their imagination, and continue to, just think about how your kingdom can come through finances, how your kingdom can come through healed relationships. And so we pray that this process, although new and online, can be challenging, it's going to be rich. And so we just look forward in expectation of what you're going to do. And may you just use us as facilitators, and then use everybody as participants and future instructors to teach us, to guide us, and to learn from one another. We're grateful for this opportunity to intersect And we are grateful and knowing that there's just, I look forward 2, 3, 5 years to the work that's going to be happening because of this moment. And so we're grateful to be here and see what you do. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Well, thank you, Andrew. And thank you, everyone. It was great to see all your faces. I'll hang around for a couple minutes. If anybody has Q&A, Michelle, I'll work with you here. But if anything, may God's face shine on each and every one of you as you continue to do his work in our communities. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Thank you. Have a blessed day.
Larry and Andrew, let me go and stop the recording here.